Hi everyone, wishing you a really happy Friday today. You guys, we did it. We made it through this work week, and I'm going to be doing a keto kitchen for you tonight. So always working on learning the new keto recipes. So my name is Joanne. I'm coming to you live from New York. If you're watching this live, go ahead and leave me a number 1. And if you're watching this on the replay, don't forget to leave me a number 2 so that way I can circle back around and say hi to you. So let's talk a little bit about keto, you guys. So for those of you that have been watching me, know my story. I have been keto since October. I just lost another pound this week, so I'm down 16 pounds total, you guys. It's really, really exciting. So if you're looking to get healthier and learn how to make some better choices, definitely comment below with a heart or your favorite emoji so that way I can circle back around and connect with you and see what I can do to help you. So by the way, for those of you that are brand new, if you're one of my brand new friends, go ahead and comment below new so that way I can make sure to send you a private message and introduce myself. And if we aren't friends this yet and you're catching me just on the live public feed, go ahead and send me a friend request. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be doing tonight another casserole. So I had some ground beef and I was looking for a recipe that I could do with the ground beef. So that's how I kind of found this. It's a little bit similar to the last casserole that I did, but now we're using meat inside of it instead of the spaghetti squash. So let me go over the macros real quick for you guys. This is supposed to serve 12, so it's a nice big casserole, although I did have to half it. So I'll make sure I post the recipe so you guys can take a peek at it. But this is calling for 2 pounds of ground beef, and I only had 1, so I did half this recipe. So it's probably closer to 6 servings on this one here. Okay, so calories are 548. Total fats are 36.6 grams. Total carbs are 4.4, and the protein is 48.5 grams. And the amount per serving is 196 grams. So it's got lots of nice fats in it, very low carb. So this will really help you. So let me just see if I can move this. I don't see the comments, you guys. Well, if anyone can, feel free to go ahead and say hi. I'm just trying to see if my comments are working. So say hi and let me know where you're from, and let's go ahead and get started. So let me go ahead and turn the camera around so that way I can show you what some of our ingredients look like here and how easy this recipe is going to be. So, all right, here we go. So I've got my pound of ground beef with 4 eggs, some tomato paste. This here is onion powder. We've got garlic, some heavy whipping cream. I got a little coconut oil so that way we can cook with it. Some cheese, grated, and, oops, sorry about that. Some grated cheese and some just normal cheese to put on the top of the casserole. So it's gonna be really, really yummy, really, really easy. Let's go ahead and get started. So let me just turn on my pan here. So while I'm getting this going, why doesn't everyone say hi and tell me how their Friday went? I'm so excited. It's the weekend, you guys. I was really ready. Ooh, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to get this. So we are good to go. I was so ready to have some free time. It's been a tough work week. I don't know about you guys. Hi, Jim. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you commenting. That way I can see and make sure the comments are working. Sometimes they don't work, and that's really, really frustrating. It's like you go through all this effort to share with people, and then sometimes you can't see the comments. So, hey, Nancy. Hungry all day. Were you fasting today, sister? I'm doing a big fast coming up on Sunday. I'm really, really excited about it. So, all right, so I'm just melting my coconut oil in here. What kind of oil do you guys like to cook with when you're keto? And by the way, if you're keto, go ahead and comment keto below. And if you're new, you can say that you're new in keto and let me know how many months you've been doing it. I should have got it out of the packaging before I went live, of course, but it didn't occur to me, so. All right, so I'm just waiting for my pan to heat up here. So we're gonna start with, I already have my oven preheating to 350 degrees, and I've got my pound of ground beef, and we're just gonna brown it up real quick. Okay. Now this recipe also calls for bacon, you guys. I just don't have any, so I'm leaving it out, but I can imagine this would be really incredible with some bacon inside of it. So I don't know if you can hear, we're starting to sizzle here. Oh yeah, you like to cook with coconut oil? I'm kind of brand new to cooking with coconut oil. I love to put coconut oil in my bulletproof coffee in the morning, of course, along with some grass-fed butter. But I really haven't done much cooking with it until I just started, you know, doing keto, so. So speaking of bulletproof coffee, how many of you guys take a bulletproof coffee every day? I know I do. It's so, so good, and it really helps you to get a bunch of your fats in for the day. So of course, you know, if you're doing keto, you know that you are trying to get high fat. 80% of your diet should be fat, then about 15% protein, and then, you know, about 20 grams of carbs per day. And I know that sounds so hard. I remember in the beginning thinking, oh my gosh, this sounds so restrictive. I'm not going to be able to do it. But it's really not, right? If anyone wants to chime in and share, you get to eat so many amazing, decadent things when you're on keto, so you don't really feel like you are depriving yourself, right? Well, thanks. I appreciate that, Jess, so much. I was considering to brown the meat in advance so that way you guys didn't have to sit here while I'm browning, but that's most of the cooking in this, because after that we're going to put it in the casserole and then prep it, so it didn't make sense to do that in advance. So what I liked about this recipe is I was in Florida a week or two ago, and when we came back, we didn't really have a chance to do a normal grocery shopping before we went back to work that following week. So I basically just was looking in my cupboard for a few things that I had. So, you know, these are some really basic ingredients that most people should have in their kitchen. So, try turning this up a little. We're almost done. We're pretty brown here. I don't know if you can see you guys. Hey, Daisy, thanks for joining. Hi, Mary. I don't see you freezing, Jess, unless maybe I'm freezing on you. That would be unfortunate. Okay, I'm going to turn around so you guys can see how the browning is going. Hold on. So we're doing good here. So I'm just browning up the ground beef with some coconut oil. So even my meat is going to have some nice fats in it to help boost it. There's plenty of fat in this recipe though, so it's really going to help you stay sustained, nice and full and happy. That's one of the things I love about the keto journey, is that I'm the type of person, like, I used to never ever feel full, and that was how I got fat, because, you know, I would eat a meal, and even if I ate slowly and drank a lot of water, I was hungry still. So how many of you guys can relate? If you can relate to that, go ahead and leave me some tongue emoji, face emojis below. But I just love the feeling of feeling satiated and full all the time. It's a brand new kind of thing for me. So hi, Nora. Hi, June. Thanks you guys for joining. I appreciate it. So for anyone that's jumping on right now, we're making a cheeseburger casserole. So sounds pretty great to me. So it's Friday. How did everybody do with their keto journey? Did everyone stay mostly in ketosis this week? Did anyone have any cheat meals or have any struggles? Oh, I see, Nancy. You know, you can get like a nice little scale and just kind of measure it. Like, I know this recipe here says that a serving is 196 grams, which is like really tough to go by. I'm just going to cut like a kind of a small square, and if I still feel hungry, I'll go back and have a little bit more. So all right, so we're almost brown here, you guys. I did pretty great this week. I didn't break my ketosis at all. I stayed nice and strong the whole week long. Made some nice keto meals, had healthy keto snacks. What are some of your favorite keto snacks, by the way? Feel free to shout out in the comments below. I love to have macadamia nuts. You have to be very careful with nuts, you guys, because they can add up to a lot of carbs very quickly. But there are certain nuts that you can have while you are on keto, and macadamia nuts are a great nut to have. almost browned here. I'm just going to give it like another minute. Yeah, if you really wanted to be meticulous, Nancy, you could get yourself a nice little scale. They sell food grade scales on Amazon for like even $10. I think they're not that expensive. I think they may even have them at Walmart. So, luckily most recipes aren't in grams, so you know you can usually kind of eyeball it pretty nicely. All right, so we're nice and brown here. Let me just kind of show you guys what this looks like with a close-up. Okay, so here we go. We got the meat is nice and brown. I used 1 tablespoon, or no, actually I did a teaspoon of coconut oil, and I was worried that might not be enough for this amount of meat, and you can see it's totally fine. It's not too oily, but I definitely had enough to brown sufficiently, so very good. Ooh, peanut butter cookies. That sounds amazing, Daisy. I actually want to order some Swerve from Amazon, so that way I'm hoping next week we can do a few dessert recipes, like a mug cake and some fat bombs. So what is your favorite sweetener to use? I know a lot of people like Swerve. I haven't tried that one yet. All right. So this is done. I'm going to go ahead and just turn this off, and I'm going to drain the oil out real quick, and then we'll continue through with the rest of the recipe. So just bear with me one quick moment here. I've got my strainer. I'm just going to strain. So while that's straining, I'm just going to kind of take a quick peek at the next stage of the recipe to see what we need to do here. Swerve. Yeah, I heard that's the best one. I have some like squeeze stevia in like it's a liquid form, and I think it's disgusting. I hate it. Maybe I just don't know how to use it. So yeah, not straight stevia. I don't know. Let's see what this one is that I have. I've got this one. It's supposed to be a liquid stevia extract. It's called Pure. Has anybody used this one? I find that the only thing I can really use this in is like some coffee or tea, but I've kind of learned to like it without the sweetener now, so I don't really use it much anymore, but I couldn't quite get the right amount of drops right to bake with, so I'm gonna go ahead and get some Swerve, so hopefully that'll be easier. Okay, so it says to brown your beef. Oh shoot, I was supposed to put the garlic and the onion powder in there. Well, I can just add that in a bowl, that'll be fine. So make sure when you brown your beef, you guys, don't forget to add your onion and your garlic powder. My bad. And then of course, if you were doing bacon, you would stir in your bacon with your beef as well. So now we're gonna make the sauce. So for the sauce, it says to whisk together the eggs, tomato paste, heavy cream, salt, and pepper. So let's go ahead and get that going. So let me go ahead and put my eggs in. So this is gonna be 4 eggs. Oh, you know what? So what other recipes do you like to bake, Daisy? I can't wait to get my my Swerve so that way I can start making some really fun things. I tried a chocolate brownie recipe. I wasn't too impressed with that one though. I feel like it needed like a little bit more sweetener. Okay, so I'm on my last egg. All right, so I've got my 4 eggs. Next is tomato paste. So if you're using 2 pounds of beef, you would use the whole can, but being that I only have 1 pound, I'm just gonna try and scoop out like half of it. Okay, so that looks pretty good. All right, let's see what we've got next is heavy cream. So we're gonna do a 1/2 cup of heavy cream. Hi Leticia, hi everyone, thanks for joining. So if you guys are just jumping on now, we're making a cheeseburger casserole. I've already browned my beef and I'm just getting the sauce ready so that way we can start putting it in the casserole dish and getting it ready to go. Cream cheese pound cake. Ooh, that sounds amazing. Oh my God, tiramisu is my favorite. Girl, you're gonna have to teach me all the things. I wanna know how to bake keto. All right, let's see, how much heavy cream did I say? 1/2 cup. I'm like this, you guys. Whenever I see something shiny, I get distracted very easily. So you'll have to forgive me. All right, so there's our heavy cream. And we just need to add our salt and pepper now. Okay. So I'm just gonna kind of wing the salt and pepper like I usually do. Make sure you guys, it's very important, I know I say this all the time, but make sure you are using crushed Himalayan salt to in your keto journey. It's so important to help replenish your electrolytes. Let's see, I saw a question. Yes, Leticia, the package went out today. I'll make sure I get you the tracking for that. Okay. Make sure I didn't miss anything since I missed the first part. Okay, so it just says to whisk all of that together. So let me show you what it looks like. So that's what we got going on there. All right. You're so welcome. Okay. So by the way, some things that you could add to this recipe that it suggested, I just didn't have any, was mushroom. I think it would be so good to add some mushrooms to this. You could also do onion as well. But I was just trying to keep it simple. It was getting late, and so I opted for just the cheeseburger casserole with no additives. So this is doing pretty good on the mixing. I'm just trying to get the tomato paste gets like a little clumpy, so I'm just trying to work out the clumps. This probably would be better if you had like a real mixer, which I don't have. So we'll probably just have to rough it like this because I don't think all of these lumps are gonna come out. So let me show you what it looks like just so you have an idea. Oops. Here we go. So see how we've got some bigger clumps of the tomato paste? So this is one thing that we can learn together, you guys. Learning together that they're probably not gonna break up with just a hand mixer. So I'll give it a few more good college tries here and then we'll get ready to combine everything. Sorry to hear that, Jess. Have a great night. I'll chat with you again soon. Okay, so that looks pretty good. That's about as good as I'm gonna get it. Maybe next time I'll like try and smooth out the tomato paste first before I add all the liquids. That might actually help as well. Okay, so now after it says we've whisked everything, it wants us to go ahead and stir in our grated cheese. So, all right, let's go ahead and do that. I had to add a little bit of mozzarella because I was a little short on just all cheddar, so that's fine. It'll taste amazing. All right, so we've got our cheese in here. So next step is we're gonna pretty much just prep the actual casserole itself and make the layers. But since I forgot to add the garlic and the onion powder to the beef while I was cooking, I'm just gonna do that now real quick, just so that way there's some seasoning in there because I don't want it to be unseasoned. That's not gonna be good. I do not like just plain hamburger meat. Hey Maddie, we're making a cheeseburger casserole, so it sounds pretty delicious. I'm pretty excited. Nice and easy to do. Okay, so I'm grabbing my beef. We've got our beef in the bowl, and like I said, we're just gonna go in and add the garlic and the onion powder. So for the onion powder, we need a 1/4 teaspoon. Sound good? Matt's like, I'm ready to eat. He wants to come home and eat. All right, so there's our onion powder. And I think we need 1 clove of garlic, if I remember correctly. Yep, 1 clove. And I think it's a teaspoon here. 1/2 teaspoon is 1 clove. Okay. Gotta find the top. How many of you guys do that? That you open up something and then you can't find where you put it? That's me. All right, let me go ahead and stir this. So that way it's nice and combined. Okay, pretty good. So now all we're gonna just do is begin the layering process. So I've just got my casserole dish, same one that I used for last time. I'm gonna put my beef in the bottom. Let me see if you can see a little bit better there. Is that better? Okay. So I'm going to spread my beef. And then if you had your bacon, you would put your bacon on top, or maybe your mushrooms or whatever else you wanted to add to your casserole. All right. Let's see what's next. I think we just pour the sauce off over the top here, but I just want to make sure. Yep, you just pour your mixture now over the bacon, and then you top with your cheese. So let's go ahead and do that. We're almost done, you guys. Like, how easy was that? Pretty easy to do, and especially if you cook this with 2 pounds of beef, if it serves 12. So you could easily have dinner for a large family and then have leftovers as well as some lunches for the week. So how many of you meal prep for your lunches? I've been trying to be a lot better about that lately, and I find that I'm much more successful in my keto journey when I meal prep for my lunches. So I'm just pouring this over top here. Get my spoon. All right, so we're almost done. Let me bring the camera over here so I can show you guys. I'm just gonna even this out a little bit, and then we're gonna layer our cheese on top, which is my very favorite part. What's everyone's favorite cheese? I'm a big fan of cheddar. I also love brie, and I love that on keto we can have cheese, because everyone knows if you count in calories, you can't have cheese, right? Or very little, so. Okay, here we go. So I'm just gonna spread this over. This definitely produced enough sauce, and I think this would have been even better in a square pan, so that way it wasn't so thin. I love cheese too, Leticia, so good. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. All right, so now, oops, sorry. Ooh, I love mozzarella too, so good. All right, let me go ahead and layer the cheese on top. You could, of course, do more shredded cheese, more grated cheese if you had it. I just didn't have enough. And when I made the casserole the other night, the vegetable one with the spaghetti squash, using the slices was really great. It got nice and bubbly and brown on top, so yeah. I know I told you guys this the other night, but my favorite food before I was keto, and it's still my favorite food, I just don't have it as much anymore, is macaroni and cheese. So I'm definitely a cheese person. All right. So easy enough. What did that take us, like 10 minutes, you guys? Not too long. Just brown up the beef and get it going, so. Yay! So I'm gonna pop it in the oven now, and let me tell you guys how long it bakes for. Okay, so bake at 350 for 30 to 35 minutes or until golden brown on top. And remember, I only have 1 pound of meat in here, so it's probably gonna be less. I'm gonna kind of set it for 20 minutes and see how it looks after that. So thank you all so much for joining. I really appreciate it. Like I said, if you got value in this video and you enjoyed it and you learned a few things, definitely share it with your friends and family. Make sure you send me a friend request if we're not friends already. And if you're interested in learning some tricks about keto and how to stay in ketosis, definitely comment below trick and I will send you a message and get you some information. So thank you all. I will talk to you again soon. And I will post after and share how this turned out for you guys so you can see what it's like and how it tastes. Okay? Thank you so much. Have a good night.